Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of Embrace the Opposite. My name is Andrew. Before we get into the video, please like and please subscribe and please share and please do all the other things that YouTubers ask you to do. So, I want to talk a little bit today about being alone and what that can do for yourself. Who can forget that infamous episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when I think Will and Carlton went to college and Tyra Banks is in the episode and Carlton meets Tyra and he invites her to this party and she doesn't come. Will and has to go get like some of their furniture, but when he comes back, Carlton is playing this very sad song by the Polish Prince. Lonely, I'm so lonely. You know that song. They kind of, I think somebody made it into a hip-hop track not too long ago, which is great. But it's about that song and the depressing nature of that song and why it's such a depressing song. Because being alone for many of us is a bad thing. It's something that is looked at in our culture as being sad, being dismal. You don't have friends, you don't have any connections, and you're alone, right? So I get that, and many times in my life I have felt that same way. You know, there was a long period in my life, probably high school or you know, junior high, to where my weekends were really either playing basketball or at home by myself watching movies and different things. So I get that. You know, it's not something that we should all aspire to, but I think there is a part of being alone that is really helpful for us in our aspects of growth in our life. So one thing about being alone is that it's hard because of the culture. So we kind of got into that a little bit earlier. So the culture says you should be out, you should be partying, you should be doing different things, you should be going to work, coming home, seeing family, and that's not always the case. And some people just prefer to be alone. And I think it's hard for us to get past what the culture says and kind of promote, hey, this is me. This is what I like to do sometimes. I just like to be alone. So that's one thing. The other thing is that when we approach relationships, who out there has been or knows someone that goes from relationship to relationship to relationship, and they really don't like the idea of not having that person in their life that they can connect with, they can cuddle with, they can be close with? And I think that's great. I think you should have a strong desire for that, but at the same time, it should not pull you in the direction of an unhealthy relationship or a relationship that is going to leave you worse off than what you were at the start of it. So we got to be careful of that. If we're going from relationship to relationship and we're finding that it's kind of in our mind and in our character to do that, then maybe it is powerful to step away and spend some time alone. Spend some time with yourself. I went through about a 5 to 6 year stretch to where I didn't date before I got married, and it was actually very helpful for me. It was something to where I had to look in myself and find energy of what was really inside, because I wasn't pulling it from somewhere else. So that's a really great thing, really great exercise to do, guys. If you're going from relationship to relationship, I think you could fall into a habitual cycle of looking for happiness in other people, looking for happiness in the activities that you do with that person. You can always have friends, but I think some people take it to that level of wanting that significant other, that relationship person, when sex is involved, when intimacy is involved, and that's kind of fueling everything that they're doing. So we got to be careful, guys, and I think we got to look at being alone as not something that's depressing and bad and doesn't have a significance in our life. We need to kind of flip that, right, and embrace the opposite of that. If that's not something that would normally be in my wheelhouse, normally comfortable for me, then let me change that around and try to embrace that idea and see if it can better my life. So that's what I want to share today, guys. I hope it was helpful. Again, remember to like and subscribe and share the video if it so inspired you. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.